I went 18 hours without eating each day this past week, and here's the results. I was able to lose 4 pounds, and I'll walk through what I did and how I did that here in a second. And then at the same time, I'll go through some of the struggles that I had each day. So let's get right into it. 2 weeks ago, actually it'd be 3 weeks ago now, I did a 96-hour water fast, and it was really just to build discipline for my bigger goal of losing 100 pounds by next August. And I started with the 96-hour fast to really teach myself discipline and control over my eating habits, and really just kind of give myself an opportunity to break the cycle with food. I've been doing a lot of research about intermittent fasting after my 96-hour water fast. If you want to check out that video, check somewhere on the screen. I'll put it up there for you to check back to that. But really just wanted to build on that fasting challenge, but I wanted it to be more sustainable, and I saw that intermittent fasting allowed you to eat within a specific window, which I thought would help me reduce how many calories I intake in a day because I'm not eating all day long. So the rules of this intermittent fasting were that I could not eat between the hours of 8 p.m. to the following 2 p.m. the next day. I could eat at 2 p.m. every day until 8, and that was it. And really the biggest challenge or the biggest hurdle that I had through this whole week was waking up in the morning hungry. Almost every day I woke up where my stomach was hungry. I could just feel that I need to eat something. Typically what I would do is just go grab a big glass of water, get some coffee, just try to get my stomach to settle a little bit. But after that point in the day, typically didn't have a lot of hunger pain with this challenge, unlike what I did with the 96-hour water challenge. That was the nice part of this, is the limitations were pretty small, or the struggles were pretty small, and I was able to eat once that 2 o'clock time frame started. Now Monday and Tuesday I did really good at having a protein shake right off the bat, just to kind of get that protein in my system. But Wednesday and Thursday I did not. I typically went to some kind of carb or sandwich or something like that, just to kind of get my food in. So I think that's one change that I would make next week, is restricting myself to have a protein shake at that 2 o'clock mark, to try to get me through until dinner without really having to snack. Because I did find that Wednesday and Thursday I snacked a lot more after that 2 o'clock time frame, and Monday and Tuesday I did not because I had the shake. So I think that's an important part of this intermittent fasting, is really trying to make sure that your stomach is fulfilled and satiated. Otherwise you're just going to snack so much that it's going to negate the 18 hours of not eating. So I do recommend that, if you're going to do something, I know that I'm going to focus on protein shake when I first break that fast, and then hopefully that'll get me through to dinner without having to snack too much. With this challenge, I think the biggest hurdle I'm actually going to have is this weekend. So I'm actually going to extend this challenge through the weekend to see if I can still do the fasting from 8 p.m. to 2 p.m. Just because we're very busy on the weekends, typically do a lot of heavy breakfast, heavy lunch, or a heavy dinner. And if I can restrict my diet through the weekend to match this, I might be able to curb some of that typical weight gain on the weekend. That way I'm starting Monday at a better spot. The good thing about all of this intermittent fasting is I did lose 4 pounds this week. I started at 347. I'm down to 343. So not as exaggerated as the water fast, but I still was able to lose 4 pounds this week, just purely by restricting the time frames of eating. I did restrict my diet a little bit the first couple of days, but the Wednesday and Thursday I didn't do any restriction. I just ate. So it is possible to lose a good amount of weight. I think if you're going to do a intermittent fast challenge, I really would focus on eating the right foods, or having a calorie number during that time frame. And then next week, what we're going to do is we're going to build on the intermittent fasting challenge. So we're going to keep the intermittent fasting challenge going, and what we're going to do is we're going to add in one other thing. So I think what we're going to add in for next week is intermittent challenge and 3 liters of water. I know that was one of the other struggle areas this week, is I just didn't drink as much water as I did when I was doing the water fast, but that's because I was so hungry most of the time that the water at least kind of helped. This week the hunger hasn't been so much of an issue, but I can still do water or coffee in the morning to help with that. So I just didn't think about drinking water as much, because I could have more than that. I just had to wait out my time frame. So next week's challenge is going to be continued intermittent fasting and then drinking 3 liters a day. So I will post that video next Friday. Make sure if you've stayed this long, I do appreciate the support. And hopefully if you're in a position where you need to lose 100 pounds, these videos will help you through my journey. But again, make sure to subscribe and like the channel if you've stayed this far, just so that we can keep making videos and I can keep sharing with you my progress and maybe motivate some other people to do the same as well.